Support WrestleTalk!
Share this video on social media. Thanks for your support on Patreon, The Beast, Brock Taylor. Rusev returns to WWE, Kane returns to WWE, and the King of the Ring 2019 has been Wait, why are the graphics upside down? And which WWE star has Vince McMahon reportedly buried backstage? Click the timestamps in the video description below to go straight to any of those stories right now. I'm Ollie Davis. Give us a subscribe, press the thumbs up button, and answer our question of the day in the comments down below. Should The Fiend win the Universal title at Hell in a Cell? Because I'll be replying to people from out of nowhere saying, what the hell is going on with these upside down graphics? And click the eye above my head to give your rating of the show, where you can choose from Rawsome, Core, Average, Poor, and Rawful, as I review the 16th of September episode of Monday Night Raw. The Beast/Monster/Bank Account Slayer Seth Rollins opened the show with your standard cringy babyface stuff, which would have been far more effective if he stormed out understandably annoyed that The Fiend attacked him in Cock's epic climax. Cock, of course, being the acronym for Clash of Champions. Thankfully, Bray Wyatt appeared on screen in the Firefly Funhouse, where Seth accused Bray of being a sick man, and Rambling Rabbit begged Rollins to run away. This is a very significant development in The Fiend's on-screen presentation, as this marks the first time ever that someone outside the Funhouse has interacted directly with it, with Finn Balor just previously staring gormlessly at the Titantron. Bray then teased The Fiend might be seeing Seth again tonight, which was followed up with mini-skits throughout the episode of Wyatt hanging up pictures of his friends/victims with their eyes crossed out. Seriously, stop having the images upside down, it's making me scared. Not content with undermining the tag division for the last 4 weeks, Braun Strowman continued to both figuratively and literally run it over here, interrupting a tag team championship summit where he laid out both the Raw and SmackDown tag team champions. And also not content with AJ Styles all but burying Cedric Alexander at Cock, he teamed with the Viking Don't Mention the War Experience Raiders here in a 6-man tag where AJ pinned him with a phenomenal forearm and then hit an Avalanche Styles clash afterwards. Because the way to get babyfaces super over is to keep beating them again and again and again until nobody cares about them anymore. Daniel Bryan got over in spite of this booking, not because of it. The Raw and SmackDown tag divisions. Cedric Alexander. What else has WWE lost interest in? Oh yeah, the King of the Ring tournament, which was bumped from Cock on Sunday night to the end of the first hour on Monday Night Raw. It wasn't even the second hour main event. Hashtag 3-week push. In spite of the lackluster match placement, this was the best in-ring match of the show, partly because of Chad Gable having a natural empathetic connection with the crowd, but more because of what a terrific mid-card heel Corbin has settled into. The match structure was so effective, I was literally yelling at Corbin to tap when Chad had the grapevine ankle lock, a move with so much context considering Baron retired Kurt Angle earlier this year. But really, Corbin getting the crown is much more fitting of his character, and he hit the end of days for the win. He'll have a coronation segment on SmackDown tonight, where the Shane McMahon and Corbin vortexes could potentially merge. A cataclysmic event on par with the Thanos snap, where half of the viewers turn off. Like that. Maria Kanellis' baby gender reveal party got more build than NXT launching on the USA Network next, with the Street Profits picking up that whole Kanellis storyline that's been ignored for the last month. Maria not only revealed that they were having a baby boy, but also that Ricochet is the father, which led to a reluctant Ricochet beating Mike in a minute. I hope that new contract was worth it. Mike definitely made the right decision by re-signing there. Then, as if that and Corey calling Mike a beta cuck wasn't enough soap opera nonsense, Maria revealed that the actual real father was Rusev, marking the Bulgarian Brute's first appearance since April, to no reaction from the crowd, because they were confused about why he was with Maria, whether he was really the father, and what's going on with Lana. While I'm happy to see Rusev back, especially with the mustache, this was significantly damaging, instantly slotting him in as a lower mid-carder. No, not Not even a mustache break will cheer me up. Continuing Rey Mysterio's redemption arc, he won a very solid TV match with Cesaro next. The AOP also made their WWE return, kind of. Ahead of October's draft, they got a video package where they wore suits and spoke in their native languages with subtitles. Bayley got to progress her heel character even further next, where she smashed Alexa Bliss's leg against the steel steps, making hers and Sasha Banks' tag match a 2-on-1 handicap against Nikki Cross. Nikki had a rousing comeback, but the numbers game won out in the end. And then, in the most WWE Women's Division piece of booking possible, it was Charlotte who ended up standing tall. And when I say tall, I mean very tall, where she towered over everyone else by wearing walking stilts masquerading as high heels. This worked well to build Sasha versus Becky Lynch's rematch, where the man saved Nikki from a chair beatdown, but I'm worried about how weakly they're booking Bayley. She was the weak link against Cross, and then Charlotte easily wiped her out despite Bayley having a steel chair. Sasha challenged Becky to a rematch at Hell in a Cell afterwards, which Becky accepted. Lacey Evans didn't take on Natalya for a change, beating Dana Brooke in a short match with the sharpshooter, so really she still is taking on Natty. And in a masterful bit of narrative interweaving, the 24/7 championship segments throughout the night played into the main event angle, as Raw took place in Hard Knoxville, Tennessee, where Glenn Kane Jacobs is legitimately an elected politician. Wrestling. He had a fun series of skits with R-Truth, where he briefly held the 24/7 title. They made up afterwards though, and Truth brought him to Monday Night Raw. Then the main event saw Seth versus Robert Roode, which in another timeline would have been a major pay-per-view headlining match. But Roode has been booked into oblivion since debuting on the main roster, so the crowd didn't really care. Seth had the match won after a stomp, but Roode's tag team champion partner Dolph Ziggler, yeah, I keep forgetting they're a team too, caused the DQ. And if there's a post-match beatdown, you better believe the OC are getting involved as well. This gave enough bodies for Jacobs to make his return as the Demon Kane and clear house, which in turn gave a WWE legend for the Fiend to attack, to then scarily stare at a terrified Rollins. The show then went off air with the Firefly Funhouse credits distorting for a good minute, hopefully foreshadowing an entirely Funhouse-themed episode soon. The tag division, Cedric Alexander, Rusev's return, and King of the Ring placements were all deeply problematic issues. But the Fiend's character is so over, so exciting right now, that it balances it all out to make this week's Raw average. Now over to Laurie with the news.
Thanks, Ollie. It's time for some news. But first... It is 2 days until the latest issue of the brilliant WrestleTalk magazine hits shops in the UK, and this time WrestleTalk is Jericho, as the inaugural AEW champion graces the front cover. So look out for that fedora-wearing rock and roll porcupine and obviously the mag in shops near you from Thursday. You can also get all of our previous issues for just £15 plus postage and packaging using the link in the video description down below. On with the news though, and Fightful have done some digging and reportedly got hold of some interesting injury updates for the WWE roster. Get ready folks, because Tamina has been medically cleared to return. Woo, Nelly, I cannot wait. Jinder Mahal was also on the list and originally thought to be out through the rest of the year, but has now been given a new date of November the 1st to return, and you can just smell a 24/7 title run, can't you? Bobby Lashley has also been given a new date of October the 14th for being cleared after initially being set to return sometime in November. Now, according to PW Insider, Drew McIntyre recently had minor surgery and is expected to return any time from now, while Tommaso Ciampa, the most important person on this list, was reportedly cleared from September the 11th, which NXT's Blackheart had something to say about on Twitter. Major update. I have been told that I am cleared to return as of September the 11th by the internet. So I called and asked my surgeon to confirm. He laughed at me and said, kind of in an Allen Iverson voice, of which I don't have an impression for, the internet? We're talking about the internet? So... shrug emoji. That is exactly what he would say, especially if he was going to turn up on the first live one at USA, or the one against AEW. Someone who is ready to return, and in fact did, with the kind of face fuzz that could get you pregnant, was Rusev, the moustache-breaking Bulgarian porn star came out to take part in the continued cucking of Mike Kanellis, bending poor Mike's neck back in an accolade to go, "Look at your wife! Look at your wife! It's being suggested that we sh-" Now, Rusev returning is important because there were reports back in June that his contract was expiring soon, and as the Rusev days got darker and colder and he appeared on TV less and less, it seemed like the Bulgarian may have been up for leaving. But this appearance seems to suggest that he's sticking around and potentially has signed a new contract. Maybe because WWE needs big stars for the draft and for SmackDown's huge move to Fox. Rusev's return and the inclusion in the Who Diddled Maria Kanellis storyline is it's a classic Heyman move. Which is why it may not surprise you that Pro Wrestling Sheet are reporting that Vince McMahon, Kevin Dunn and Triple H weren't at Raw this week, and so Heyman was just running the show by himself. I'm gonna cuck the lot of you. And that's a spoiler. Now, Trips is in Orlando preparing for NXT's USA premiere, but there was no word on why Dunn and McMahon weren't at Raw, although I'm pretty sure the whole point of hiring Heyman and Bischoff was so that Vince could take a step back. But not too big a step back, because apparently he's still having a say in the booking of one star. The Wrestling Observer newsletter recently reported that Cedric Alexander was a talent that Paul Heyman had the producing hots for, so to speak. And while he wanted to make Cedric a big star on Raw, he was aiming to use a slow push strategy to work him into that position, which frankly all seemed to fall apart at Clash of Champions when the OC made Cedric look like a complete goof on the pre-show. Then, on the most recent Wrestling Observer radio, Dave Meltzer said, "I was told last night that Vince McMahon wanted to bury him," which is a theme that seems like it was continued last night on Raw. He was pinned clean by AJ in a six-man tag, had a little bit of a comeback in a beatdown angle, and then Styles clashed off the second rope. So surely Heyman can't be happy about that. Is there friction between Heyman and Vince McMahon? Because you can cuck Mike, sure, you can cuck him as much as you like, but leave Cedric alone. Thank you for watching, and thank you to all of the names scrolling away beneath me for being our awesome pledge hammers on Patreon. Head on over there to watch more awesome WrestleTalk content and a cheeky little video from Screenstalker 2 if you so wish. I've been El Fakador, and that was Lucha.